it would just be so much nicer if I could record over here. The sunlight is way better, but the aesthetics over here are nicer. One day, guys. One day I'll have it all. I wish. My face looks so... the shadow. Let me see. Is that better? Now I look like a ghost. Okay. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Zoe, and I was not planning on recording this today, but I just had coffee for the first time in like 5 days, and I'm feeling magical. So, it's video time. I wanted to record something. I'm in the mood. So let's do this. I was looking at my bookshelf the other night trying to think of what video I could do next, and as you can see, my bookshelf is a little rainbowy. I really like color, if you've seen my Instagram at all. And I was thinking, I just kept thinking rainbow reads, and I was like, oh, it's springtime. Like, of course, I gotta do something with like rainbows. I love rainbows, who doesn't? So, I'm gonna give you guys my rainbow reads of springtime. And these are essentially just books of each color of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink. I tried to get them kind of springtimey. You might not think they're all kind of springtimey. That's okay. These are 7 book recommendations, books you might enjoy, books you might have already read, and they're all colors of the rainbow. And they're colorful, and I like them. Without any further ado, let's get started with the color red. For my red springtime book, I selected the book Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I love this book. I'm sure if you enjoy adult contemporary, if you enjoy romance, if you enjoy reading, you have probably picked up this book. Maybe you've seen the movie. The movie's good. My husband and I, my now husband and I, we went and saw it when we were like engaged, and we sobbed our faces off. This book is about a girl named Louisa Clark. She's in desperate need of a job, and she ends up becoming the sort of helper assistant of a quadriplegic man named Will Traynor. And Will was recently in an accident that left him as a quadriplegic, and he is stuck in a wheelchair, and of course he's very moody about it. He's very kind of mean. He was used to a very lavish life. They had wealth, he had adventure, he was like an adrenaline junkie, he was all these things, and now he's stuck in a wheelchair, and to go from that life to that is unimaginable. So when he meets Louisa, she meets him, it's very different. And Louisa is like the complete opposite. She's very quirky, she's funny, she's goofy, she's unapologetically herself, but she has a very ordinary life. Ordinary boyfriend, ordinary parents, ordinary jobs. And when they meet, it's just completely world-changing for both of them. She does not treat Will with kid gloves. She refuses to kind of let him get to her. She's very determined to pursue a relationship and do her job well with Will, and he continues to just kind of be a troll about it. But so it's very funny in some instances. It's very sweet. It's very sad. Down-to-earth characters. I've never cried harder, I think, in reading a book. I honestly want to reread it. The next color of the rainbow is the color orange. And for my orange book, I picked Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Woo, this book is good. This book is not in the realm of books I typically read. It is kind of dystopian, sci-fi, video games. Not usually my cup of tea. However, very, very good. It's in theaters right now. They made a movie of it. I haven't seen it. I've actually heard that the movie is fairly different from the book, and so I'm hesitant to see it, and because it's not my favorite kind of movie, I don't know. I'm still undetermined. If you've seen the movie and read the book and you enjoyed the movie, let me know, and maybe you'll sway me into going to see the movie. But right now, I'm just not sure if I want to see it because I just love the book so much. This book is set in the year of 2045 in the future, and our main character, Wade Watts, lives in the Stacks, which is essentially, you can kind of see it on the cover, it's mobile homes that are stacked on top of one another. They're literally called the Stacks, and that's where he lives. And the world in 2045 is gross. It's like way overpopulated. There's no money for anything. people are poor. It's just horrible. However, one thing that really brings Wade a lot of happiness is the Oasis, which is essentially this like virtual reality where you can plug in. Kids go to school in the Oasis, they have friends, they play games, they go like, they like live in this virtual reality world. Wade is super obsessed with everything that has to do with the Oasis. The creators of it, the creators that created Oasis were really obsessed with like the 1980s, which was kind of cool. There was a lot of 80s references. If you're a fan of the 80s, you will really like this book. And Wade is just kind of this little teenage genius who is obsessed with the Oasis and the creation of it, and there was like Easter eggs and stuff that the creators had left within the world for people to find. And one of the creators, when he dies, in his will he says that there are hidden Easter eggs and clues to these Easter eggs, and there's like 3 of them, and people need to go find them, and the person who finds all of the keys will win like all this wealth and everything. And of course Wade is all about it, and he actually ends up discovering the first key, and the race is off after that. So along the way he meets friends and makes enemies, and it's just very fast paced. It's very fun. It's a totally different and just original story. And if this sounds like something that's up your alley and you haven't read it yet, you need to read it. I definitely recommend this book. Even if you don't enjoy this genre, I think you really will. When I heard about video games and a gross dystopian world, I was like, nah. But I'm always looking to get out of my comfort zone, and this got me there, and it was very enjoyable. For the color yellow, I picked the book Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I love this book. This is such a sweet story. I love Rainbow Rowell. This book takes place in 1986. Our main characters are Eleanor and Park. Eleanor is new in town, and she is described as this very tall, kind of bigger, quirky, I think glasses, big frizzy red hair. I get that, girl. Well, not the red, but the big and frizzy part. And she wears weird mismatching clothes, and she just is not necessarily received well as the new girl in town. And Park is the opposite. Park is small, and he's shy and quiet and reserved, minds his own business. And one day Eleanor ends up sitting next to Park on the bus. And basically the story unfolds from there. We really learn a lot about Park's home life and Eleanor's home life, and just the way that they collide. We also get to see the two of them just have a friendship and what it's like for 2 16-year-olds to be in love for the first time. It's very sweet. Their relationship is adorable. Little sad. The ending got to me. I cried for sure. These are all so sad. I don't mean to make them sad, but this is really sweet story. Just so cute. For the color green, I have a very appropriate book for springtime. It is How to Be a Wildflower, a field guide by Katie Daisy. This book is so cute. Look at it. It's just so pretty. How cute. Okay, it is a book, obviously, but it's full of just like beautiful artwork, tons of flowers. It's got really cute like little typography things, quotes. It has actually really helpful tips, so it really is kind of like a field guide. This is how to purify water, and it's just like literally instructions, but not gonna lie, I'm a little obsessed with the art, and I tore pages out so I could frame them. Cause it's just it's really cute. I wanna buy an extra one to have it on my shelf, and I really kind of just want to steal all this art and put it all over my walls. It has super cool maps in it. I love this page. It's just got a bunch of flowers. It's just so cute. If you really love artwork, look at this one. Whee! Okay, I should stop showing you. I'm like ruining it all for you. But it really has some cute stuff in it, and like it's just really fun to look through if you're just looking for something like this one gets me. This like whole thing. Look at the moons. Yeah, I need this in my life. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Grow a garden with cosmos, daisies, poppies, and hummingbirds. If this doesn't scream spring, I don't know what else does, because it's just, the universe is full of magical things. Okay, so this is adorable. So cute. If you enjoy cute art and like flowers and spring, go get this. The book that I chose for blue is the book in a series called The Selection. I've talked about this series before. I just thought it was kind of an appropriate spring choice. I obviously have so many other blue books. I think The Selection is so fun. If you're looking for a fun, easy, springtime kind of read to just totally get lost in, I really recommend this series. This is about a girl named America Singer, yes I know, and it's basically kind of set in a dystopian world. However, it's definitely a romance. The higher caste you are, or the higher caste your family is in, like, the poorer and like kind of worse off you are, and you kind of do like the worst jobs and stuff like that. The higher you're in, like the caste like 1, and they go from like castes like I think 1 to 9 or 1 to 8 or something like that. I think she's like a 6. Anyway, there's a king and a queen and a prince, and the prince is basically looking for his next queen. And what happens is called the selection, and they do this like for all the princes. A bunch of girls, I think randomly, they get selected to basically be courted by the prince. And it's kind of like The Bachelor. So like all of these girls get chosen, they go to the prince's mansion, and like he's allowed to basically send them home whenever he realizes that she's not the one. But we follow America's journey as she is selected, doesn't want to be selected. She basically does it because her mom is asking her to, but she has this like secret romance going on with someone else that like lives in her neighborhood, and she doesn't want to get picked, but she does it. She ends up getting picked, and she's going, and it ends up following just her and her journey and her experience with the prince, and there ends up of course being a love triangle, because it can't be a guilty pleasure read without a love triangle. So that happens. There's some political intrigue, like it starts getting more political in the 2nd and 3rd book for sure. So if you like political intrigue, that might really interest you. But it's like so sappy, and just like if you enjoy The Bachelor, you'll like this book. It's just so silly. It's wild. It's good. My favorite color is purple. So for purple, I picked a book that I really do love, and that is Furthermore by Tahereh Mafi. This cover is gorgeous. It's so pretty. Like I could just stare at it all day. This is a middle grade novel, which is so fun. I love middle grade. And we follow our main character, Alexis Queensmeadow, who lives in the magical land of Farronwood. And in this world, color is a sense of currency. The more colorful you are, the more powerful in a sense you are. You've got maybe more magical abilities. You are just respected and seen more. You're more popular. And our poor main character, Alexis, has no color at all. Alexis's mother is pretty hard on her. However, her father is just one of her best friends and totally adores her. One day her father disappears with nothing but a ruler, and we step into the story when 3 years has passed since her father has disappeared. Alexis loves and misses her father so much, so she decides that she's gonna go on a journey to find her father. And along the way, she meets friends, she makes enemies, she goes into a world of just whimsy and magic and creativity. It's so fun. Like to read this book and to imagine everything that's going on is just brilliant. I would like love to see this as like a cartoon, like an animated movie or something. It's just brilliant. It's so much fun. She meets some really fun just people and characters, and along the way of trying to find her father, she really discovers a lot more about herself. I definitely recommend this middle grade novel. It's so good. All right, you guys, and for the last book for the color pink, I selected Dangerous Girls. This is by Abigail Haas. This is super good, and I know it's not like super pink. You see a lot of blue, but the writing is pink, so I am counting it, and it sits in my pink section on my bookshelf. So there. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Amanda Knox trials in real life. It was a real situation that happened that the news was crazy about a few years back. Netflix actually did a documentary on it. It was very fascinating, and I happened to watch the documentary and pick up the book within like a 2-week time span, and I had no clue that this book is essentially a retelling of that entire case. So it was very, very funny because I just had watched the documentary, was totally enthralled with it, and it's like a true crime kind of thing. And I've read the book and I'm like, wait a second, this is like the same story. And I mean, it really was. It obviously wasn't exactly the same, but I mean, this is basically an exact retelling of the trial. I thought it was kind of weird that it didn't mention anything about it, but whatever. I mean, it was still really, really good. So in this story, we follow our main character, a teenager named Anna, who's off to Aruba for spring break with her friends. And it's supposed to be perfect, right? Like the best time of your life. You're in spring break, you're with your friends, you're having parties, you're drinking illegally. Well, maybe legally there, probably. Anyway, so doing all that fun stuff, hanging out with boys. She brought her boyfriend with, she has her best friends, and someone ends up getting murdered in their beach house. And it's crazy. And what follows is just this entire trial of Anna being targeted as the murderer of her best friend. Just like the documentary, it was just like some stuff that happened was just like unbelievable. And I can't imagine putting myself in her shoes, how scary it would have been to be stuck in like a prison in a different country. That's just a nightmare. What I really enjoyed about this book is that the chapters are super short and they go back and forth in the timeline. So they'll go from the friends being on spring break to fast forwarding to her in present day in the trials. And that was just a really fun thing to read because you whiz through this book so fast. I think I finished it in 2 days. I mean, I couldn't put it down. Totally, totally fun. Young adult, like thriller, crime, mystery, really fun. The ending left me shook. Oh my gosh, the ending. I didn't see that coming. I really didn't. I just didn't see it coming. So if you're into this, it could be a really, really fun spring break, be a good read. All right, you guys, well, that is all that I have for my rainbow reads of springtime. I hope you liked this video. I hope maybe you heard of some books that you've never heard of before and you might pick them up. If you've read any of these books, let me know. I'd love to hear what you thought about some of these. I'm not sure if there's an original tag out there for this, but if you're interested in making a video just like that, I would totally encourage you to. I tag all of you. Go do it. I really enjoy this. It was fun to get some books of different colors and just pick some of my favorites for springtime. All right, you guys, well, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Be kind to someone today. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye!